Moms don't always need more inspiration. A lot of the times, they need execution. You can have the cutest idea in the world, but if it's not easy to act on in a life that's already overflowing with to-dos, moms are just gonna skip it. Today's guest, Virginia Frischkorn, gets this at a deep level. As a top tier event planner and busy mom herself, she created Partytrick.com to help moms plan everyday gatherings and milestone events without all the stress and mental load. It's like a party planner in your pocket. Virginia is an award-winning former event industry professional turned founder of this tech startup, Partytrick. She has been recognized in the past as a top 50 planners worldwide by Vogue and Martha Stewart Weddings, named a top 10 innovator in event tech, and honored in the DBJ 40 Under 40, among many other prestigious accolades. In this next chapter, Virginia is poised to disrupt the U.S. events economy with this innovative end-to-end white-labeled B2B solution called Partytrick. And today, Virginia and I are talking about what moms really need from brands right now, how to market to moms at different life stages, and what it means to build authentic brand collaborations that enhance an experience instead of interrupting it. Whether you're a brand marketer or a founder trying to create more meaningful moments with your audience, especially busy moms, this episode is packed with insight. Welcome to Marketing with Empathy, the podcast for brands that want to target and engage moms. Moms influence or control 85% of all household purchases and impact so many other industry purchasing decisions, making them an extremely lucrative market to figure out. But many brands struggle to connect with moms through their content, which means they're missing out on leads and sales. Moms might be your only audience or one of several audiences that you're trying to sell to. And if that's the case, this is the right podcast for you. I'm your host, Sarah Panus, and I have more than 20 years of experience helping brands of all sizes, including Sleep Number, SheFit, Starbucks, LegalZoom, JHL Turf Pros, and more. So tune in here for ideas that'll get your products and services into the hands of more moms who need them, so your brand can effectively reach those moms and drive those all-important leads and sales. And thanks to your support, this podcast is in the top 5% of all podcasts and a proud member of the Marketing Podcast Network. So let's hear from today's sponsors and then jump right into my discussion with Virginia Frischkorn from Partytrick.com and hear more behind the scenes about her business, what she's learned, and what you can glean from an insights perspective as you try to market to more moms in your own business. Virginia, what made you realize moms needed a tool like Partytrick in the first place? What gap were you filling?
Well, honestly, I was the mom who was sprinting between work. And for those who don't know, I was one of the top event planners in the country. I did kind of $500,000 to $5 million events. So I was doing events nonstop, but I was sprinting between work and school drop off and like everything else that life throws at you. But one, the pressures on moms are exceedingly high, and I still want to create magic for my kids in this very scattered, chaotic world. So I throw together a birthday party or a holiday gathering, and I'm like, there's got to be something easier. I know what I am doing, and I am struggle festing on doing this for myself. And most tools, especially in the event planning space, I mean, it's like Pinterest, and you go down this rabbit hole forever. It's too generic, too overwhelming. And I could do everything for my clients, but my own personal life took a backseat. And so I realized, look, let's make this simple. Let's make this effortless, something that is very streamlined, tells you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, like where to go buy the balloons, the YouTube video for how to blow up that balloon wall, and then exactly when you need to do that. Moms don't necessarily need more inspiration. They need execution of curated experiences. They need something seamless and easy, something that makes them look good, but like doesn't take so much effort. So we built Partytrick to be that hands-on helper, planning wizard, part best friend, and just easy and seamless.
We're going to be focusing on the consumer element of your business. It's free for consumers.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, ladies, everyone, parents listening right now, it's free to help you really become kind of like the ultimate party planner. But to your point, it's party planner in your pocket is so easy. But you also have a couple other facets to Partytrick. You have the consumer model, you have one for small businesses, and then you have a premium white label. Let's actually just talk about those really quick right now, just so we can talk about the three, and then we'll dig more into your insights of what you've been hearing from the consumer lens as you've been marketing to moms.
What was cool is we launched with consumer first, right? Because I wanted the solution. I saw the need. Gathering is a necessity. not a luxury. People need to make this happen, and it needs to be pretty streamlined. Like life is so full. But what we didn't expect to happen was that we actually had over 80 brands reach out to us. Like if you think about something like a farm to table dinner that we had on our consumer site, it's the same thing as doing a boutique event where you're doing the same event across 300 locations across the country. And that's really what we found a lot of our large kind of enterprise clients were struggling with. How do you put someone whose primary job is not doing events in control, knowing that the quality assurance is going to be there and all these tools to really get them back to their primary function. So it allowed us to scale in a really unique way. And again, in that B2B fashion, as well as our B2C, but we're also finding that some of our brands that we're working with, like I kind of mentioned, they want to create these really unique experiences for their consumers. We have a wine brand we're working with, and they've created these fun dinners. The brand's called Mom Juice. And it's a wine, again, as shared, it's a wine company. And they're doing these really cool consumer experiences where it's like, you buy the wine, you get access to their blueprints, and the blueprints like a MILF dinner, a rich auntie dinner, and they themselves are doing the activations. And then you can basically like host how I host and take it and do it at home. And it's amazing for them. They get to activate their community, they get to expand their community, and ultimately offer a really unique tool to their consumer that makes the consumer's lives even easier than just saying, hey, here's a bottle of wine, go open it and enjoy it with your friends. Turn it into something meaningful and a true celebration.
Really, that's super interesting for all you brand folks listening. You could think about your own company. So that we're not going to talk deep into that for the rest of this particular interview, but I love that you shared that, Virginia, because it is a lot of work. And usually, to your point, people who have to do events at their company, it's probably not their sole role, like their only thing they're doing. They're doing a lot of other things too. And beyond that, if you sell a product, it's like, how do you create an experience around that product? So that's a great example you just shared of
Yeah.
how you could tap into Partytrick to help create that experience that you then share with your community and then can replicate, et cetera, for that engagement too. So beautiful. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for outlining that. All right. So let's dig into the consumer app version as you've been marketing to moms and women who are interested in using Partytrick. So your platform supports everything from like book clubs, birthday parties, back to school potlucks, bridal showers. There's so many different things. So I'm curious, as moms grow and as their kids grow, you go through kind of these different shifts. What should brands keep in mind at each stage that a mom goes through as her kids are growing? What have you learned related to that?
It's such a smart question. I think you get stuck in that mom marketing phase and realizing everything shifts, the needs evolve constantly. For myself, like I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, so my needs are really different than like a mother of a bride or a mother of toddlers. And when kids are little, it's the birthdays, the baby showers, it's the play dates. And the focus is on making memories and keeping it really cute and managing logistics. But as the kids get older and moms have more things that they're juggling, essentially, not that they're not juggling at that young age, but events shift into those team parties, the sleepovers, the after school lacrosse practice get togethers and potlucks.
Mm-hmm.
And moms take a little bit more of that behind the scenes producer role with those. And then they have their own, again, those book clubs. And so it's just realizing what are the needs based on the various stages. And at every stage, moms are juggling more than one audience, like their friends, the kids, the other parents, the teachers, even their own friend groups. And for brands, when you're thinking about that, the key is flexibility and the evolution. Recognizing moms aren't just buying for a moment, they're buying for the overall experience, wearing a dozen hats while doing it. And if the product doesn't help her look good and save her time and create something meaningful, then what are you trying to sell for? You really need to keep that front and center. How can you make it easy, create something meaningful, make her look good, save time? That's really critical. And at every phase, that's a little bit different. So it's just recognizing, what life stage, and mom as a category as a whole is a very long time frame for someone.
Exactly. And so my follow-up to that is you've made party planning really brainless, in the best way possible.
Yeah,
And
totally.
you've talked about that simplicity that provides for her. Anything else that we can learn from that? Because I've found obviously that's such a key element when marketing to moms.
Yeah, on that point of simplicity, when you're speaking to someone with a million tabs open on their mind, on their computer, I think the magic's really in removing decision fatigue, making people feel empowered to execute quickly, confidently. So simplicity, don't give 1.5 million decisions. It's just too many. And I think as marketers, if you take a cue from this, when you remove the barriers to action, too many options, too many next steps, how many click-throughs does it get to making that purchase? If it's unclear value, you can increase that engagement, which obviously is the goal, right? We don't need more noise. Moms don't need more. They just want that clarity, like 1, 2, 3, tell me what to do. Let me just go execute it. And then if they feel passionate and they want to dig deeper and double click, let them. But that clarity, the ease, tools that make mom feel like the hero of the story, I think we all need those little wins. You want that breadth, but you want the simplicity within the breadth of how you're servicing and supporting moms.
Yeah. I'm nodding my head because moms need those little wins. It's so true. Some days we'll just take whatever we can get, right? Like we need that win because we're just giving as a mom community in general. And so
Yeah.
that's a very relatable statement. You also partner with brands directly. And then we talked about that already a little bit in terms of integrating the brand's products into the event experience. I'm curious if there's some brand collaborations that have really clicked with your audience and why you think they worked.
The unique thing about Partytrick is we are content rich. So the tool itself is loaded with what we are calling blueprints. So a blueprint would be that perfect farm to table dinner. So it's curated. Here's exactly how to replicate it, almost like a paint by numbers party in a box, but digital. And when we've partnered with brands on these blueprints, we've done so in terms of just like product placement. And it feels really organic and natural. And then even these entire like curated experiences that feel very much like a brand, but obviously it's in collaboration with one or two others. And I think what has worked really well about these is one, they feel authentic, they feel organic. Like we don't put a product that is full of plastic in a wellness event or like an eco, like an Earth Day event, right? So we're being incredibly intentional with the products and the partnerships that we bring into these blueprints. And it's not this whole like sponsored by, it's truly what is brand aligned, what is consumer aligned for us as well as these brands. And so, how can we naturally integrate a brand's product or service into our blueprints to enhance an experience? I look at it as a former event planner, I'm that person. Like I have that little black book where I get calls, and I've been out of it for like 3.5 years of doing these live events now. I get calls all the time from clients being like, wait, what florist do you use? Hey, Virginia, what do you like for like party swag favors for this and this? And we have that little black book of who to call, who to go to for everything. And our product is de facto like that little black book in terms of services as well as products. And because of that, it's really, again, I keep going back to that word authentic, and I think people need that more than ever. And when they feel like they're just being targeted and it's not in alignment, it clashes. And so those collabs have worked really well. We had a wellness brand, it's really beautiful, clean beauty products, and we did this kind of stay-at-home spa experience. It was one of our most popular trending, and it was January, of course. It was going back to yourself, and it got so much traction, and they saw a big bump in sales from an audience that they wouldn't have seen. So it's cool from a discovery perspective. And lastly on this, like the collabs that work the best don't interrupt it. They're just enhancing it, right? So it fits the vibe, solves a problem, allows you to level up, and allows that cool, oh, do you know about this yet? Versus just what everyone else is getting targeted by.
Yeah, they don't interrupt the experience, they enhance it. That's pretty key. Great statement. And the other thing that I think is so cool about Party Trick is, to your point, stay at home spa experience. It's not about just these big events, these milestone moments like birthdays and showers and things like that. You're all about turning those everyday moments into something fun and simple for moms and for your customers. I'm curious, why do simple moments like game night or brunch matter so much to moms? And what have you learned about showing up in those everyday moments?
The everyday moments are the ones that matter the most. I used to say a lot, like celebrate the everyday. And I would do this with my children where we find little moments of elevation. So, silly straws and these are not actually about the moments. They're small little things that I knew my kids, when I put cute ice cubes in their ice cubes, they would find a moment of delight out of it. And the big moments are amazing and they're supposed to be, right? But the in between is where life actually happens. And those big elevated birthday parties, yeah, they're memory makers, but I think those little moments are even sweeter sometimes. And that Taco Tuesday night or an impromptu brunch with friends that just kind of happens and it comes together, those can be even more impactful. And that's the connection, the tradition, that's our joy. They also are a little bit less stressful, right? You don't feel the pressure. And because of that, I think moms can enjoy those everyday moments a little bit more than like, oh my God, I've got to do this and it has to be perfect and I'm going to be judged. And so when people show up in those everyday moments, we earn trust, we foster connection, we foster community. And yeah, if we can support moms in those everyday moments, make their everyday a little bit easier, not just the milestone, that becomes where we become the party trick up her sleeve and not just like a Pinterest board to go to.
I think it's such a smart product that you've created, Virginia, because it is pretty incredible. Like, imagine you're trying to think of some idea for an activity, event, experience of some kind, big to small, and you can go on. And to Virginia's point, there's a literal theme, there's the blueprint for that theme. It tells you exactly what to do each step. There's timeline and reminders. And then that product integration she's talking about, you can literally just click to buy, right, Virginia, from within.
Exactly.
Everything's right there. So you don't have to do all the research and the searching and remembering what the heck you're supposed to do when. It's all done. I feel like such the benefit for moms is you become that mom that people are like, oh my gosh, how do you do it all? And you're like, oh, actually, I have this party trick. It actually helps me do everything. And I'm not that put together by any means, because most moms aren't. We're juggling so many different things. Oh my gosh. But I feel like this makes you look like a savant when you're not. It's pretty incredible in terms of a resource for parents and for moms, especially.
We all need it, right? And I think we're all expected to host and look amazing and do all these things. And none of us feel like we are. I think we all feel like we're constantly feeling, I don't know. And so how can we, again, it's okay, let's have that boost of confidence. Let's actually enjoy this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any other advice you'd like to share around helping brands sell to more moms that we haven't covered yet?
A little bit, I think I've touched on this, but it's respecting her time and intelligence. Like, moms are the ultimate decision makers, right? But we're also human. And if you just think about her as a buyer, someone to buy my product, not thinking about, again, that entire process, it's just missing. So thinking about her identity, her values, her schedule, again, how do you get brand aligned with that particular, who is your ICP and how are you actually staying true to that? And showing up with solutions. Like, I think we all need solutions, not just a cool product that looks amazing. So identifying what's a real problem and what is a solution that maybe she doesn't have, I think is really important. Make her look good. I think that's a big one. And she remembers who makes her look good. That creates that connection and loyalty that moms really, and brands, when you're looking for that, like, you want them to stay, right? You want them to keep coming back. So if you know that you have a product that makes a mom look good, do better, feel better, all of those, she's going to come back.
I'm getting close to the end here. Anything else I should ask you about, but I haven't yet?
I keep getting asked a lot just in general right now. Events are shifting so much so, honestly, with AI. And I think it's an amazing tool. And obviously we incorporate it with our platform in a variety of ways, but we're not going out as this AI event planner. And there's been a lot of noise that I've seen on LinkedIn in particular recently about AI choosing like fashion, anything that's in that tastemaking industry. And there's this level of curation that can't happen yet. In this next chapter of life that we're all kind of embracing right now, it's, again, I love it. I embrace it. I use AI every single day. Like, I do. I'm one of those, but I do think there is something about human connection, in-person gathering, a level of taste and curation that is even more important than ever before, because that anchors us in reality. And there's so much reality that they're like, wait, is this real? Is this not real anymore? And that level of depth that can happen, it's been something that's been so front and center. I was looking at something even this morning that popped on my feed, and we're going to do a funny little campaign around AI and events in the near future. And I have a lot of friends in this industry who are leveraging it and like really leaning into it, but it's actually degrading from the quality of the experience because it's so generic and you're not actually, again, thinking about the specificity of it. We're leaning into things that actually serve real life connection with ease, with style, with curation, and with that kind of solution in mind. I don't know. It's just, I couldn't not mention it.
Yeah, I mean, AI is top of mind for all of us marketers and business owners for sure. Thank you so much for giving us an inside peek into your world inside Partytrick. How can people connect with you?
You can find us on Partytrick at partytrick.com. I am on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. We'll put everything in the show notes, but at Virginia Frischkorn is my handle across the board for many of these things. But really head on over to Partytrick, try it out. You can find me on there as well.
Okay, love that conversation with Virginia Frischkorn of partytrick.com. My big takeaway is that moms don't need more inspiration always. They need execution support too. We all like inspiration, which is important, but don't forget about the executional elements. And as Virginia said, make her look good and she'll come back. Whether you're planning a product launch or a brand collaboration, think like that mom that's hosting a book club after soccer practice, after a busy full week of work. You know, she's short on time, juggling a lot, wants tools that help make her feel like the hero. Push that easy button, right? And so to connect with Virginia or try out partytrick.com for yourself, head to partytrick.com and check the show notes for all of her social handles. And if this episode made you think differently about how you market to moms, would you please do me a quick favor? Leave a 5-star rating or review wherever you're listening right now. It helps so much with the algorithm and helps more marketers like you find the show. Thanks for listening. And remember, empathy isn't just a buzzword, it's your marketing superpower. Until next week, God bless.